Hi there, welcome to Big Ribbon Stories. My name is Ryan Sillifant. I am the recording engineer for the project, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the AEA R88mk2 microphone. So the cool story on this is this was actually the first microphone I ever purchased as I began my recording journey. And what kind of led me to that place was that my grandfather had an AEA R84 microphone, which I heard when I was about 13 years old for the first time and was able to sing into and just get an idea of, wow, this is what a microphone can sound like. It sounds so natural. It sounds like being there. And so that stuck with me for a long time. And to fast forward a little bit, as I got more into recording and in working from the front end and capturing sounds, I thought, oh, this would be a great opportunity to buy a great microphone. That's what I could afford at the time. I was working at a coffee shop, and I was like, I need to have one good mic. And so after talking with some folks and after doing my research and listening to some of the many recordings done, I decided this was going to be it. So immediately when I first heard this, I was just awestruck by the quality of the stereo image. I mean, the fact that this is a Blumline microphone and everything is just locked down in there was just beautiful to me. I could put it on an acoustic guitar, put it on a piano, and immediately just have the thought in my head of, I don't need to do anything to this. This sounds correct. This sounds like being there. It sounds like a pair of ears. And what was beautiful to me as well is that I could just use one side, and I had a brilliant big ribbon vocal microphone. And so I did hundreds of recordings with just this one microphone, using it and overdubbing with it. If I wanted just a killer drum sound, I would put it, behind your head or in front of the drum kit. And, if you added a little bit of low end to that with a pull check or some great EQ, you have this massive, beautiful phase coherent drum sound. Or when I wanted to record acoustic guitar, I just put the microphone in front, get it to the right position, maybe add a little bit of top end in the mix if it needed it, and you have a brilliant guitar sound. And I just found all these scenarios where I didn't think I would need another mic, and this is what I had, and it just proved to be a beautiful tool for me as I kind of got more and more into recording. And of course, down the line, you buy more microphones, you hear others, you hear different flavors, but I always come back to this microphone as just a rock-solid foundation of, if I want to hear the sound like a pair of ears, it's going to be this microphone. And one thing I thought was just brilliant is, where this always lives for me now is on drums and as a main pickup microphone in the room. A lot of the times when I'm starting my recording sessions, I try to start from the recreative perspective of, if I'm just in the room with these musicians, how do I want it to sound and how do I capture that? And I always want to start with that. So often this microphone is placed out in the room, and I position the players around the microphone, and we start there, and we blend in close mics to taste. And often this just gets used on every session for me, and it just has this beautiful extended frequency response from like 10 hertz. And I've looked at a scope. This goes clean out to 100 kilohertz. It just has all this beautiful bandwidth. And I just found that you could put this on any source and it would sound good and not ever be a bad choice. And, talking about the idea of what do we start with as recording engineers? We can't always afford to just buy every crazy big microphone that we see. Sometimes it's just one or two microphones. And for me, it was really just this microphone for a couple of years, as well as maybe a couple cheaper ribbon mics that I picked up along the way, or a pair of small diaphragm condensers. But ultimately, this was always the main pickup microphone for me. So if you're starting out and want to get into the world of high fidelity recording, I really suggest you check out our multi-tracks. We label really clearly where we use this mic in our sessions, and you can listen to it on a variety of sources, on a variety of different tracks. And I would just encourage you, if you can get your hands on a demo unit or purchase one, this is definitely the one to look at if you're just starting out, or if you just want a great, solid microphone. All right, thank you guys. Talk soon.